I think it's amazing that Indaba is interested in sharing creativity with the world, and I think there's so much that is coming from here that the world is not aware of, which is unbelievable.
Designer is the poet. His job is not to collaborate, but to fight, to transgress the rules, not to follow the rules.
Many of the great things we have around us, we can kind of see that they originate from nature. Okay, this came from this biomorphic inspiration. But the wheel does not exist in nature. The wheel is probably a sign of man's ingenuity.
There is so many energy in all the countries in the world. If they are poor or rich or whatever, everywhere there is energy. And I want to learn from it, and I want to be inspired by it.
I've been really, waiting for this day of debuting this project. It's been 4 years of working on this without really sharing it. What we tried to do is to intersect two squares into one another and realize that if we're taking this exactly identical 4 L-shaped pieces and putting them in such a way that they're creating this yin-yang, they can actually open up. Well, I'm really hoping that this new project that we just unveiled would really be something that be utilized because there's so many different benefits for all kinds of projects, from highways to disaster relief and improving of poor dwelling to deployable architecture and so forth. I think that there is a lot of needs, especially in Africa, for that. So it's great to be here and share it here and hopefully start implementing it here.
Dror Benshetrit, I think he had an amazing presentation. I think that his invention of the two-dimensional surface that goes to three-dimension is so clever and easy to produce. I think he is a star. He will be very, very famous in no time.
I mean, it was mind-blowing. I must say I enjoyed it. I had fun, I learned a lot, inspired and everything.
And it's always great to experiment all these different strange people and designer, and it's a very rich experience.
It's always different, it's always surprising, and it's always refreshing.
Sometimes we call ourselves pragmatic idealists. So the idea that you don't need to choose between one or the other, but you can actually be both very down to earth and have a grand vision.
I am inspired by nature, so that's quite logical, maybe even in a way. But everybody sees something different in nature, and the thing what I maybe appreciate the most in nature is the irregularity in it. Everything is not symmetrical, everything grows, it's a perfect system, and also aesthetically it's perfect. And it's kind of strange that if we call that perfect, that we create this kind of product.
My philosophy about life, first of all, is to really know your own passion and to practice it. My favorite 2 words is the art of living, is to really appreciate absolutely everything in the way that you live, from the way you cut your tomatoes in the morning to, the way you breathe after lunch, is inspiring and is art.